To the video, I'll be starting from 100 ELO and I'll be explaining how to play chess better. So we'll start with the king's pawn opening, very common and basic. So now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to develop your two knights. So our opponent is coming with an early attack. So we're just gonna capture, no need to think too much. Once the queen captures the pawn, we can bring out our knight, gaining a tempo, attacking the queen at the same time. So now our opponent chooses to pin our king in a way, hoping to get a fool's mate. So what I can just do is, I don't really know. Let me just bring out this knight. And if he captures, I capture back and the pawn will be protected. So typically what I've noticed in these ratings that people don't really know their openings. So if you've just started learning chess, I do recommend that you learn some openings. I will bring up some courses later on. So now he's attacking the pawn and I can take, but I'm helping him develop, and that will be an issue later on in the game. But for now, I will just capture. Now he can capture back with his knight. Okay, he should have captured back with his knight, developing a piece, but that is fine. Now I'm just gonna develop my bishop, and then we'll develop our knight, and we'll go for a fork if we're able to get it. So now he can come here. Now he's attacking my bishop. So instead of panicking or anything, I can just go back and I'm safe. He can still take, but I always have my queen here. Oh, wait, I made a mistake actually, because now he has a tactic. He should have taken, because once I capture back, he has check, and now he can go for that pawn, but he missed it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna bring out my knight to attack his queen, and now he's forced to move his queen, and I'm getting more time. Like in chess, the earlier you can develop your pieces, the better it is for you. So now what I'm just gonna do now is I'm just gonna castle, and now my king is fully safe, and now I can start attacking. So typically as black, you can only start attacking once you've castled, although there are some openings where you can start on the offense early on. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna attack his pawn with my rook, preparing to capture as my knight is protecting. So one thing I would have advised him to do is to play a move like this, but now he mindlessly played here. So error number 2 for 100 ELO players is they don't really look at what their opponents are doing. They only look at what they can do. And now he's gonna lose a queen because I'm gonna capture with a check. Now the queen is forced to capture. If the queen doesn't capture, I will still capture the queen with my rook, as the king needs to move or be blocked from check. So this is what we call a fork. So now the king refused to capture. So now I'll just capture his queen, and now I am winning the game. So now I have another attack where I can go for a check, and now I'm attacking this pawn, and I'll be attacking that pawn because this bishop is still working. So now let's go for it. We can just go for a typical check, and now the king has to move one of these areas, and then it will determine which pawn will be taken. So now if I can also activate my queen, okay, he has chosen to resign. That is understandable. So now I believe my rating must be um, I'm still in the 100 elo. Hopefully I can break out of this elo quickly. So now he's played this. So now let's play an interesting opening. Covenant. Let's play an interesting opening. So now I'm gonna capture. I need to play the England gambit, but he refused it. So now I am going to just bring out my knight. Okay. So now he's attacking my knight with his bishop. So now I'll just unpin myself by bringing a bishop in here so that when he captures, I capture, or even I can move my knight later on. Okay, now he brings out his queen. That allows me to play this move, but for the sake of teaching you good manners, I think you should always go for castling first, as that is the best move to play. Although this was a good move because now I'm threatening to capture his queen and all, but I believe like if you're playing chess and you don't really wanna lose quickly, it's better you just be solid and you take your time to build up your pieces. So now I need to just push my pawn, bring out my knight. Okay, so now he's attacking my bishop. So what I can do now is I can bring my rook over here so that once this bishop moves and says check, I can get his queen. That's called a discovered attack. Okay, now he moved his queen out of the way, but I can just go for an attack, or even better, I can bring my um, knight over there to attack the queen. I think let's do that now because we are ahead in development. You can see we have 1, 2, 3 pieces while he only has 2 pieces which are developed, as he spent a lot of his moves just moving his queen. So now he is attacking my knight with his queen. So what I can just do is now I can either go like this to protect my knight, or I can just capture the bishop. So mm, I will capture the knight. Mama making content. Wait, Mama. I'll capture the knight with my bishop. So now I'm allowing him to capture this, but now he mistakenly played this. And funny enough, I am not even going to move my knight. I am just going to push this pawn to protect it, as this king is pinned. So now this pawn cannot capture as it is pinned to the king, as if it moves out of the way, it will be checked, thus being an illegal move. Now what I'm just going to do, I'm going to push my pawn now with the discovered attack on the queen, and now the queen needs to move out of the way. So now he pushed his pawn, and now I can get a free queen, and we are winning in this game. So that is what I was explaining. Like lower elos do not normally look at what their opponents are playing, and that is what is a big hindrance. They don't know openings, number one, and number two, they do not think. So I'll make a video about this later on, but for now, I'm just gonna bring my bishop here, attacking this pawn to try and get the rook. So the best thing he can do at this moment is to like move his knight out and give himself a better chance of survival. So now he's brought his rook all the way to h3, but the issue that now my bishop can capture. He did not see that, so we're gonna capture this. He should capture the knight, as that is the best way, because he'll be developing his piece. I would recommend him to do that, but he has also resigned. So funny enough, I have not lost any piece. Wow. Okay, let's continue. So now we are white. We continue with e4, plays e5. Now we just bring out our knights. You can go for the scotch. It's very aggressive. Okay, so now already that is a big mistake. And now the reason why you never play your knights in the corner is because you can damage your own pawn structure. And most importantly, this pawn is unprotected, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna capture that knight in the corner. Once he captures back, I will capture this pawn. And now he can bring his queen here, and that is also a good move. Um, but I can just protect my pawn. Once he comes back, I come back and we exchange. So now he brings his rook out here. Now I'm going to try a very funny move to see whether he will be able to identify the threat in this position. If I play a queen here, will he bring his knight over? Will he stop me from checkmating him or not? So let's see. Will he bring his queen here to try and stop me from checkmating him, or even better, pushing a pawn? Okay, so as we can see, this does not end well. And we go with a mate. So 100 elo players do not know fool's mate, but it's cool. Let us continue. Okay, this is, unless he's prepared to play e4, let us just take the center. That is what you should look for when you're playing. So now he's attacking our pawn, so we can develop our knight. But in this case, I would like to play an interesting move, and that is to push our pawn once more, taking more space in the center while also attacking his knight. So now his knight has to move none of these squares. If the knight comes here, that is a big mistake. I think this is a good square for the knight, but If the knight comes here now, what do you think the best move would be? Can you see it? If you say pushing our pawn here, that is correct. We're getting even more time. And then once the knight goes back, we have a full center and it's much more easier to develop our pieces. Okay, so now the knight comes here now. What can we do now? So obviously, I'll just take more space in the center, but I'm like, I understand that this guy might be a bit cheeky and he must be like, oh, yes, I can bring my queen here and fools made this man. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna bring my knight here, stopping him from having any of those ideas, so that now in the next move I can take the full center and attack this knight and hopefully win it. So now let's wait and see what our opponent will do. So as you can see now, the opening is very important. But even if you don't know the opening, just knowing the fundamentals of the opening is just as useful, because now you understand that, okay, I need to take control of the center. Okay, so now he plays this move. That is a big mistake, because now he wants to attack my pawn by forking me. But now I have two pieces that are protecting that pawn, which is my knight and my queen. So now the he captures the pawn. So now I'm just gonna capture with my queen, and I'm gonna be attacking. Mama, go tell Mama to reduce the voice, please. Okay, I'm very sorry for the disturbance. So now, okay, he takes his knight back. Now that's another mistake, because now the pawn is attacking. So now the third mistake I can say is that they don't use the time wisely. Like, they don't want to understand what is the best move in the position. But I understand, like, there was nothing much he could do in that position. So I'll just capture. And now this has opened up. So once he captures back, I can capture. Okay, so now the queen is out protecting that pawn, and that is a very good move. So I'll capture the queen. Once he captures back, I can just capture this pawn, and now he has to move out of the way to stop me from promoting. So now what's the next thing I can do now is I should come and just like stop my opponent from castling. Whenever you have a chance to do that, you should. So now he also has this move, but I'm not scared of it because my bishop can always come here and protect that. So now I'm gonna come here for this maneuver, is I want to come and capture this pawn. Then this is a good idea. I could also try now coming, bringing my knight all the way there. Okay, that's a good move. I cannot hate it. So now we will exchange pieces. When you are up a piece, it's always good to exchange more pieces. So now I'm gonna take his rook with my bishop while I'm also taking the pawn. So that is a fork. So he should have moved his rook out of the way to attack my bishop. But since he has not done that, now I can capture the rook for free. And I'm sure he will resign in a couple of moves. Okay, now how can we end the game quickly? Because now the king is in the center. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna castle king side. I think that's the best way. He wants to think castle his bishop. That is fine. I am just going to continue. Actually, let me bring my knight here with an intention to check my opponent. So now I'm gonna check him, and now that bishop will be gone. If he comes to take, I will promote, and now he will be left with no pieces, as this square is now promoted. So now let's make a queen to force him to capture. Even a rook was okay in that position, because I don't really need to. I'm sure ChatGPT would have made a queen. So now a rook, I mean to say, let's check him. Once he moves out, it depends. So he's moved like this. We'll capture with the bishop. If he comes here, we capture. Okay, let's capture this. And let's create a mating net in which we are able to checkmate our opponent quickly. Okay, we're gonna check him once more. And now we're gonna check him with this pawn. And then we're gonna bring our rook over here, because he doesn't have any possible moves right now. So bishop here is checkmate. So now we got checkmate and it is GG's. Okay, that is wonderful. So now our new rating is, I have no idea. What is our new rating? They didn't show us. I believe around 400 there. So let's play the last game in this session and I hope you learned a lot. So now we are currently 400. So we're going to continue now with e4 and now he's going for a modern defense. That is a very good opening. The only disadvantage that it gives me the center. So I'll just take the full 3 center with my pawns and then it will be a very long game as he is not committing unless he plays e5. Okay, this move is a very good move, I can say, but it weakens his king in a way because now there are some weaknesses. If I capture, he's gonna capture with the bishop. So what I'm just gonna do now, I'm gonna bring this bishop over here, preparing to capture myself. Okay, so as I said, now if I capture, he captures, his king is open. But I'm going to be a bit more patient and I'm going to castle and try to bring my rook here. Let's see if he'll play the right move by developing his knight. Because right now his king is a bit weak. So the quicker he can castle, the better his position will be. So let's see what he does. I hope he doesn't play a move that is pointless. This move is also good. Knight chair is good because this pawn will be under attack and I'll be forced to protect. Okay, but he played here instead. Not so bad, I can say. What I'm gonna do is castle now, and then later on I'll try to capture, bring my knight here, and then hopefully deliver a check with my queen. But let's just see how things play out. So I believe now he should come for this because if he doesn't, okay, he's going for the center. But now you should always understand that before you go for an attack, you should make sure that your king is safe. And at the moment, my opponent's king is not safe. So what can I do now? He's attacking this. If I capture, he'll capture with the knight. You understand? And at the moment, like he's attacking this pawn. But I am not going to mind it too much because if he captures this pawn, now I have an attack on the king with a check. And he has to protect himself from that. So let's see what he does. Hopefully, he does not capture because he'll be opening files for himself. So even this is not the best because now I capture, bring my knight here, and then deliver a gruesome check. So now he brings out his queen early. And that's bad because now I have a bishop which can attack the queen and I get a tempo. So he's just helped me to develop a piece while gaining time. So now he's forced to this square because now the queen can't go there anymore. But if the queen stayed there and I decided to bring out my bishop, at least he could always bring out his knight. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to capture again. He's forced to capture like this. And then now, as you can see, his king is open. So I'm going to play this move, preparing for a fork like this because I know that there's nothing much he can do. Hoping that he takes because if black takes now, he helps me to develop my rook and he will definitely lose in a couple of moves. But let's see what is his response. There isn't any move right now that can help him besides moving his knight. I believe moving his knight is one of the best moves. Moving his knight here or even here is good because okay, so now instead of doing that, he is going for an attack on my knight. But that's a mistake because now I can check him and I'm attacking his king while I'm also attacking the rook at the same time. And now he is losing because now I'm going to take a free rook and there is no way for him to survive in this game. Now you can see why it is very important for you to castle your king. As you can see now, he hasn't developed any of his pieces properly and now he is struggling. So now the next phase of the plan is I'm gonna play rook to e1. I'm gonna be capturing pieces, trying to open up the lines so that my queen, I think even queen to c2 is good. because now we'll be attacking that unprotected pawn. So that is the plan. Hopefully he resigns and lets us finish the video early. But if he doesn't, I will keep giving you more instructional ideas. I hope that I hope that I hope that I am assisting you or that you're enjoying the video as I'm trying to help. Okay, finally he has taken. So obviously I cannot take back that pawn because oopsie is protected by the bishop. So what's the best move I can do here? The best move is typically to attack something. So I'm just gonna attack that pawn, and now he has to find a way to protect it. I believe this is a good way to protect it, but then I'll remove the defender, and once the king captures back, I just capture and it's good. So it's very difficult for him to attack. So now he's attacking my bishop. But that's another mistake because now when I capture this pawn, it's a fork because I'm attacking two pieces at the same time. I'm attacking his queen, the most important piece in chess, but I'm also attacking his rook. So now he is forced to lose one. And there isn't any good squares for his queen to go to if you think about it. So now he captured my bishop because he saw that there isn't any good place for his queen to go to. So now, besides f4, but wait, even let me go back. Oh, even f4 couldn't work. So like his queen was trapped. So now I'm just going to capture that piece. Hopefully it just sacks a rook because he's gonna lose a piece very soon. Like now he's lost another piece. He cannot come forward. I can come with a check. I can come with a check. You have to look for the most effective check in this position. And I believe this check with the queen over here is the most powerful. So let's deliver a check. If this knight comes here, capture. If the bishop comes here, okay. So now he decides to go like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I can check him again. Let's give him one more check with our rook. Or he resigned. Okay. Well, this marks the end of the video. I'll be uploading another one tomorrow. So let me know whether you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.